Let me just check my notes here. Ah, yes. This week in our bonus bio episode, we learn a little bit more about Maya.
So we're talking to Jen Crespo here about Maya and her biography. So tell us, Jen, about Jen first. Tell us, who is Jen Crespo?
I have so many questions about that myself. Hi, I'm Jen. I know Zach and Chris and pretty much everyone except for Weston via improv. I play a lot of games. I've been playing games for pretty much my whole life. But it's
you from Minnesota? Is that
today?
Just suddenly,
okay,
just all of a sudden.
Interesting. Didn't know that about you.
Finally comes out.
I knew it.
Don't tell me how to live my life. But yeah, as far as like D&D and RPGs, I had kind of dabbled a little bit and played a little bit of Pathfinder. But really, it wasn't until you guys that I started actually getting to do some more extended campaigns and more than just like a session at a time. So it's been super cool to be involved and currently DMing our online campaign just between us friends. So that's been an adventure.
Yeah.
And it's been such a cool, fun thing to have in my life. I love you guys. Whatever.
I love you.
All right.
Screw your feelings.
Well, tell us about Maya Cherie and where she came from and how she got
the
that
accordion
way.
music.
So Maya actually came from humble beginnings. She came from a small town from Ascadia in Boldhurst. Which you've probably never heard of because it's very small and very remote.
Just made up.
I've never heard of that place before.
I wrote that down 10 minutes ago.
Very
So
Ascadia,
I'm not gonna lie, it's very much
Boldhurst.
yeah, based around kind of near where my mom lives. Anyways,
That's good.
but it's just kind of a small little like humble farming village, very simple people, and she I think just had a bit of a big personality for a small town.
Yeah.
So even though her parents were very loving and tried to be as accepting as they could, she was not long for that town because there just weren't enough friends there for her. And, whereas I think Gravely kind of suffers from thinking people don't like him, I think she suffers from thinking that everyone loves her.
To be her
Loves
friend.
The whole world is just friends she hasn't made yet.
Mm-hmm.
And she, I think is very, very prone to whimsy. Kind of my philosophy behind the character was like, I've always kind of wanted to play like a bard persona, but I don't really care for the bard class in general. So she's basically like a warlock with a bard personality who's not actually very good at performance or anything, but thinks she is.
It's mostly about confidence.
She's very very based upon like if Bjork and Yoko Ono and Amanda Palmer had like a French baby that was a half elf warlock.
If you want to be cliche about it.
Super vague.
Put a label on it.
Yeah. So, but it's been fun. It's been fun kind of seeing her develop and interact with all of our little characters here.
So she's from a small town of Ascadia. Is the whole realm of Boldhurst, do you think, pretty rural or
pretty rural?
parts?
There's like one like moderately big like harbor town, and that's where she caught a ship called Urakai.
Urakai.
No, you're a guy.
Got me.
You guys are so funny.
Like, at what point did she decide to leave Ascadia?
She basically, after staging her 6th performance in the town square and realizing that nobody was coming out to watch them anymore, she realized that she needed a bigger audience. So that was with a lot of support from her family and friends, that was when she went off to the bigger world, as it were.
And so how did she get her powers?
Well, it was very shortly after leaving Escadia. As I mentioned, she's kind of prone to whimsy. And she woke up one morning and decided that a squirrel's life seemed really cool. So she found some like bark and like obviously like she didn't use actual fur, but she found means of creating what in her mind looked like a squirrel costume. And,
dried moss.
like you do. She's very resourceful. I mean, you cannot. And she always seems to like things she's kind of a pack rat for being like such a small person. Like she just got a bunch of pockets and pulls things out and you're like, where did you find this? And 2 weeks ago under my seat. So anyway, so she managed to cobble.
Me.
Yeah, so she managed to cobble together her very own squirrel costume, and she decided that she was going to go live amongst the squirrels for an undefined period of time, and whilst doing so, managed to kind of traumatize a number of the squirrels who were not prepared to have this large French half elf in their realm, which garnered the attention of Titania of the Feywild.
I have a question.
Oh God.
Was this a like performance piece? Like I'm going to do this, and it's called Living with the Squirrels, and like this was like an extended run of like something that Maya
Is it a
wanted to do?
performance piece if nobody sees it?
That's
For
part of the
Maya,
art.
like the whole world is a stage, so maybe it was a performance for the squirrels. I think she's just prone to whimsy, and you cannot create art if you haven't lived and had these experiences. So like she'll do things just for the sake of doing it, and it seemed like a good idea at the time, as we've evidenced in some of our adventures. So anyway, in doing so, garnered the attention of Titania, who showed up to lay down the smackdown on Maya, but Maya, being very Maya, just assumed that she was there to be best friends, and that's basically what happened. So even though technically, she is in a status of basically servitude or this pact with Titania, I think in her mind she just is basically her best friend. So
Jeff having a coughing fit the entire time.
I know it's emotional to talk
Yeah,
about
really.
squirrels like this, but I just need you to keep it
It's
together,
that
Jeff.
deep chord inside of you.
You gonna be okay, buddy?
I love squirrels.
We all do. We all
You'll
do.
overcome.
Apologies.
So yeah, like her relationship with Titania is very much like she really treats the whole world like equals, right? Like
I think she sees everyone.
I don't recognize the monarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just sees everyone as, we're all cohabitating, and nobody's bigger than me, but nobody's smaller than me either.
And Titania has kind of enjoyed that a little bit, enjoyed the like silliness of
I
like
hope
somebody
so.
who just like treated her like she wasn't all powerful, because everybody treats Titania, the queen, the
Well, and
high
Maya-
lady of the Fae, the
Yeah.
summer court, as like something dangerous and powerful, and Maya's just like, hey girl, how you doing?
What do you think of
And
these
she
things?
likes that. Yes.
Yeah, I think too, like she has this kind of uncanny, I mean, literally she took the luck feat, but like she has this uncanny ability, not necessarily always through charm, because she's not exactly super persuasive, but I think just by her blind innocence, she manages to kind of like, skate through the world like a one-woman parade.
hmm
So
I mean, let's reason out the squirrel situation. where you met
you're trying to
Titania.
put reason in a situation that doesn't have it.
I just want to kind of like work through and play a little scene of maybe how you met Titania.
Okay.
And like I think she's too high up in the Fae like hierarchy to respond directly to the squirrel disturbance. So I'm thinking she was like kind of meeting with like a bunch of the like high Fae out in the forest, and you happen to be near there, traumatizing the squirrels with your art. And like somebody like attending one of the like lords and ladies that she's meeting with gets like a message from the squirrels, and there's kind of like whispering, and that person's like, "What? A giant squirrel? What are you talking about? The squirrels are very upset." And, I think just if somebody official came and sort of like talked them down, it would be better.
Do the squirrels have a lot of pull, like in the Feywild? Like this is like their thing.
There's a lot of squirrels, okay? Like
it's their communication network,
contingency.
and Maya's over here messing with the communication network.
Yeah, squirrels are a vital part of like the information gathering of the Feywild.
So like the squirrel representative is talking to the attendant of one of the lords that is supposed to be meeting with Titania.
Squirrels.
I love that this is a conversation that I'm forcing you to have right now, Zach.
Nope, I like it. So
Two
I'm
things
just like,
squirrels are going to get for you. Nuts, info. Okay?
I just like the idea of squirrels as black market agents. Like they're like underground agents for some sort of organization.
They're a good
Yep.
spy network.
Maya
these
sounds
ravens.
basically like Kronk from
I
Emperor's New
think Kronk
Groove.
actually has more pull with the actual squirrels
Oh,
than
yeah.
Maya does.
So you're an unliked Kronk.
Oh yeah, no.
Great.
The squirrels for sure do not get Maya.
Great.
They just wanted to go away.
You know, squirrels are
Kronk
a little
speaks their
too
language.
practical to appreciate performance like
Yeah.
immersion art.
Yeah, it's next
Squirrels,
level thinking.
The most practical of all woodland creatures.
Down to business. Gotta store up these nuts. Winter's coming.
Where'd I put those nuts? I don't know, man.
I got distracted by this
Listen,
giant.
Not like those freeloading ferrets with their communes and orgies.
Greg, we've got a quota to fill, all right? So if you can't fill up this tree stump, you're out.
All right. So anyway, so like as we have done this little meeting that Titania's trying to have with the lords and ladies, there starts to be whispering and like they're talking back and forth between like if you could just kind of maybe talk to them and like the lord that's in charge is like, can you guys quiet down? I'm trying to, and eventually Titania's like, excuse me, is there something we need to speak to?
Oh, no, my lady, nothing you need to worry about. Please, it's fine. It's just a little situation.
You said something about a giant squirrel. If we could just get this off the docket now, that would be.
It's no trouble at all. We just
It's not an actual squirrel.
It's not a real squirrel. It's a lady.
I'm sorry. Wait, it's not an actual squirrel. It's some sort of a squirrel person, or.
I told you guys not to talk about this.
But the squirrels are
All right,
very
all right,
upset.
look. Let's just take care of this. If we could just bring the giant squirrel thing here, we'll just deal with it. All right.
Seems to be a humanoid, and she's dressed up like a squirrel, and the squirrels themselves are very miffed.
Fine. Just bring it here.
What time's lunch?
All right, let's take 5. We'll talk to the
Not
squirrel
yet,
thing.
Rhubarb. We have
after
to deal
lunch.
with this.
No, I
All
thought
right.
lunch would be fast.
Rhubarb, we
So-
have to deal with the squirrel person.
They have
I
some
want
lunch.
lunch.
Just open the portal and bring this person here.
Oh, fine.
They have some lunch and they go fetch the squirrel girl. And later, Maya's brought before. Maya's still in character, in squirrel character. She is not broken. She's brought between the circle of lords and ladies of the Fae.
I
All
know
right,
for a
so
fact that's not a squirrel.
yes. Excuse me, squirrel. Do you have a name?
Hello, my name is Maya. This is a different part of the forest than I have seen.
Well, yes, it is. It's been brought to our attention that the local squirrel precinct, the community, is a bit upset, a bit in a tizzy about your presence, and if we could just go ahead and settle that
no.
down.
I am so sorry. You know, I was worried that they might interpret it as cultural appropriation, but really it was done out of love. I am so sorry.
I think they're just sort of generally annoyed, and they want to get back to their nut business and intelligence gathering. So if you could just perhaps move along and maybe impersonate an alligator or something, that would be.
An alligator? That is not what I want to be. The squirrels, they are cute and fluffy. Surely you, as a beautiful woman, you would understand. I want to be something that is cute and fluffy.
Okay, well, thank you.
This is my weekend. I am enjoying my weekend.
Well, certainly you do you. We were having a meeting here, and we're just ready to move along, and
Oh, you are meeting. What are you talking about? Is it something interesting?
Is there no concern with Lady Titania?
Oh, but I do not worry. It is not a bother for me. I have many opinions. I'm happy to talk to you.
What are we gonna have for tea?
Rhubarb, could
What
you
types of
put
sandwiches?
some sock in it?
Tea sounds delicious.
Do you like cucumber sandwiches?
Of course, I like cucumber sandwiches.
what is happening?
Let's have those.
Everyone settle down. All right,
Oh.
we're going to break for tea. We just had lunch recently.
But I'm
Go ahead.
hungry again.
Stop it. All right. Everyone take 5.
My lady,
And I'm
you
going to
seem
speak to
very,
the
very,
squirrel
You seem
person.
very, very stressed out. Do you want to go for a walk?
Honestly, I am a little bit stressed
Come,
right now.
take a
There's a
walk
lot
with me. It
going
will
on.
make you feel
Lady
better.
Titania
right.
is very hardworking. She is.
I
Do
can
not
see
speak
that.
for me. I'm going to a walk. I'm going on a walk with the squirrel lady.
I'm terribly sorry, ma'am.
Come on, here we go.
All right, so Titania and Maya.
I'm eating
Walk
Titania's
off.
sandwiches.
Thank you, Rhubarb. That's fine.
She's not here. I'm eating them.
I won't let her eat anything, my lady.
Honestly, that's just they're too much sometime. I'm sure you have no idea, but
Oh, I understand. I came from a small town, but a big family. It can be hard when you have a lot of responsibilities. You seem like somebody who is very, very preoccupied.
well, yes, the business of the summer court is literally unending, so it becomes a bit overwhelming sometimes.
I am so sorry. That is unfortunate. You should take some time for yourself. At the end of the day, you can only control yourself and what you do. You cannot control other people.
Well, that's for sure. That is, you do speak the truth, squirrel woman. What was your name? You said Maya?
It's Maya Shari.
Well, it's pleased to meet you.
I don't know if I tell you a secret.
I am High Lady Titania, if that is
Oh.
of any.
Titania.
Yes.
That is a beautiful name.
Doesn't mean anything special to you, or
Well, it is special because it is the name of my new friend.
well, that is actually extremely refreshing. I appreciate that.
Can I tell you a secret? Because I feel like we are friends and I can tell you things.
Absolutely.
Shelley is not my real last name.
What? Do tell.
It was my stage name. I thought I needed something romantic. And what is more romantic than Shelley?
I certainly can't think of anything more romantic than Sherry.
Yes.
What was your real name?
Maya Bella Geldersnatch.
Oh, well, yes. Sherry is
It is.
Sherry is a fair bit more romantic than that, I must say. It's a good choice.
Thank you so much. I thought so. My family was a little disappointed, but oh well. Again, you cannot control other people.
Well, yes, that is the truth. Titania is my given name, but sometimes I imagine just sort of an alternate life where just everyone calls me Fifi, and yes, and I just like have no responsibilities and hang out and I don't know do.
Well, you
what
can hang
people
out with
do.
me anytime you want, and I'm happy to call you Fifi.
Really?
Oui.
Well, perhaps we could make that happen, Maya. I have some ability to give gifts, and if I were to grant you some of these gifts,
Ooh, I love presents.
yes,
It's not even my birthday.
we could work together. We could collaborate now and then, and they'd help you spread your unique style of you wherever you like, and from time to time, perhaps we could hang out and chill and talk.
I would
girl
love
things.
that. Girl things like pedicures.
Pedicures, yes. That's good. Nobody ever talks to me about pedicures. Just people show up and do them, and I have to change all the time, and there's balls, and it's a whole thing.
Girl, I would love that. And we could have girls' weekends. We could talk about boys or girls. I don't judge.
Oh yes, either way. Listen, Maya. They'll be finishing the tea by now, and they'll start to ask for supper. It's going to be a whole thing. I really have to get back, but if we could get back together from time to time, and that would be excellent. And
Okay. Do you want to hug on it? And then that way we will be friends forever.
Maya, honestly, I would love a hug.
Come in here for the real thing.
And though they come together and they hug really closely, and Maya's just super genuine with it, and that is through that connection and through that hug is where Titania grants the warlock pact.
That is like
her
the
fey
sweetest
power.
warlock pact ever. Like Maya doesn't even know what she's getting.
Doesn't involve any soul
A bunch
exchange
of rabbits
or
come out. They're
blood.
like, haven't you ever wondered about the warlock pact? We want to give you about the warlock pact. We're gonna tell you about the warlock pact.
This is gonna go on for a
And
while.
here
I'm
is the
sorry
world
about
of
that.
Titania.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Gonna give you powers.
Oh, there's another verse. Okay.
And yes, that's kind of her jam.
All right. That's how that happened.
I'm eating a scone. She's not here.
Oh my God! Can we
She's not
please
here. I'm eating
just
the
do like a mini
scones.
episode of Titania's court?
The bureaucracy of the
Sublings.
Feywild.
Wild.